Oh hey, it's me, Frank Sheepfoot. I'm reviewing another book today. Yay! And I figured, since I was feeling so literary, I'd sit here next to this old typewriter. I like to use it to write my novels. So I guess you're wondering, Frank, what excellent pieces of literature do you have for us today? Well, if you're looking for really intense kinds of books that you'd read in maybe like English literature classes, I'm not really sure I can help you out today, but I do have something that's kind of light-hearted. Well, no, that's not even a good word. It's a pretty easy read, I'll say that. So, what I read this week, or in the past couple of weeks, kind of a slow reader, very busy, saving the world, I read One Day by David Nicholls. So, probably you looked at that cover and you were like, Frank, that book looks kind of girly. Well, sometimes you just, you come off of a really intense book and then you need to read something that's kind of girly because it's easy to get through. And, it happens. So, what did I think of this? Well, let me tell you. Let me do a little overview for you first so you understand the book. Don't worry, I'll tell you when there's spoiler alerts for the big twist. So there are two main characters in this book. Their names are Dexter and Emma, and they meet in college, but it's pretty much at the very end of college. It's the night after their graduation. It's July 15th, 1988. I was just a baby dinosaur then, so I don't really remember the 80s too well. It happens to most of us. So Dexter and Emma, yeah, they stay up all night talking, and Emma totally loves Dexter. I mean, she's like, Dexter. But, life happens like it usually does, and so, whatevs. Dexter and Emma become best friends. Oh yeah, best friends. They're super tight, yo. So they're like sharing their stories and stuff, even though they aren't always in the same place at the same time, or even living anywhere close to each other, or even in the same country. Like that happens to most people. But they make an effort to get in touch and get together as often as they can. Even when they have other people in their lives, and they don't always like the other people in each other's lives. But this book checks in with them every year on July 15th. I hate you, clock. Stop with the time. Stop with the time. Pardon me. Sorry about that. What was I saying about One Day? Oh yeah, so anyway, Dexter and Emma become like best friends, and they're super tight, and they're sharing their stories, and they're making an effort to get together as often as they possibly can. And sometimes they have significant others, and sometimes they don't, but it doesn't matter, they just do their thing. And we check in with them in this book every year on July 15th. So, they're going along, friends, la 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 la. Emma has this boyfriend, Ian, and Dexter's got a bunch of hookers that he likes to date. And eventually they have a really big falling out, and they don't talk for a long, long time. But when they pick up their friendship, they're like BFFs again, it's right where they left off. And they're always there for each other, make out. So anyway, here comes the spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Eventually Dex realizes that, even though Emma sometimes annoys the crap out of him, she's always been pretty honest with him, and she's like his reality. Ooh, reality. Yeah. So, he totally loves her because we knew that was gonna happen. You could tell that was gonna happen by looking at the cover of this book. Yeah, right? You look at it and you're like, oh, love story. Except, just wait for the twist. So she's all like, Dexter, don't do this unless you really mean it, because I thought I'd finally gotten rid of you. And he's like, oh no, Emma, I love you. And then they get married. So yeah, big spoiler alert. If you don't really want spoilers, please mute me now. Now. Ready? Okay. So they get married. They get married in 2003 after 15 years of friendship. Yeah, and Maybe they just settled, but you know, the book leads you to believe that they were really like, yo, let's get married because I love you. So they get married and life is all good. And then Emma dies. Completely out of the blue. Emma just gets hit by a truck and dies. And you're like, WTF, there's still like 50 pages of this book left. What the H is gonna happen? So, a lot of people, and by a lot of people I mean the one person that I asked about this book, because I only know one other person who's read it, they don't like it because of that twist. They think that, you know, love stories should have happy endings. I disagree. I think that most real-life love stories have shitty, sucky endings. And so I thought this book was a little bit realistic in that way. You know, you love someone and then you die. You get hit by a truck, whatevs. So the book ends because, like, Dexter is really sad and he figures out that he has to learn to take care of himself. His mother died a long time ago, so she couldn't take care of him. All of his hookers were pretty much just hookers. They couldn't take care of him. His last wife left him because he couldn't take care of himself. Then he found Emma. She took care of him, and now he's got to take care of himself. Sucks to be you, Dexter. So, what do I think about this? I mean, I told you, I like that it's not a happy ending. I don't really like happy endings. I like ambiguous endings, and I like sad endings. I mean, maybe I'm just kind of a weird dinosaur like that. So anyway, yeah, I hope you liked my my assessment of David Nicholls' book, One Day. I'm thinking that the next thing I read probably won't be quite so girly, it won't be so touchy-feely. I'm thinking of reading something funny. You know, this book was alright. I'd probably give it 3 out of 5 stars. Not really my genre. I just kind of picked it up on a whim whenever I was invading a Barnes & Noble one night at 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's the only time dinosaurs are allowed to shop there. Little known fact. Seriously. Anyway, so thanks, and stop back again soon. Bye!